Hello everyone and welcome back to our first week of playoffs and the first night of playoffs. So we're now on to game 3 and it's going to be LilKirbs versus SVJohnWayne. Today I am joined by Catherine and Sky and I am of course Avalon, and I'm really excited to see this game. Both of these players, such high quality players. Catherine, what are you thinking?
Oh, I can't wait to see this match. This is going to be really exciting. I'm just at the edge of my seat wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, so as we get a good chance to look at the standings here, you can see how the previous 2 games have gone. Catch them on YouTube if you didn't catch them, because they were both very, very good games. SVJo beating Murphy and Dimitri taking down EVW. So really, really good games. Definitely worth catching up with.
All right, it looks like our players are getting ready and choosing Moonwalker as the first level of the playlist. Today, we're going to have a best of 5, and we're only going to play until there's a win. So get ready for some exciting combat here.
Yeah, it'd be great to see, because through the whole season, obviously, we've been continuing for that last game just to get the stats balanced and see how people fell into these playoff brackets. But now we're already here. These stats have been balanced, and it's just down to who is the better player on the day.
Wow. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, we have starting off with a night level in Super Mario Brothers 1 style. A couple of skull platforms, lots of boos, ready to attack our players if they go look in the wrong directions. John Wayne getting a little bit further than LilKirbs at the moment, kind of dodging the moon so far. LilKirbs needing to start over.
Yeah, really challenging level, especially with how the boos are spawning around it and how you're going to balance when these boos are moving against when they're not moving, especially when you don't see them coming at all.
Indeed, and the level creator has added a variety of sizes of boos and different contraptions to try to trip up our players, but it looks like SVJohnWayne is getting much, much further. So far, he hasn't died yet on this course, but let's see how that happens. Wow, those boos are chasing him. And he grabs the goalpost for the very first clear of the match.
Yeah, that start over really hurting LilKirbs here, and he is now just making the clear himself, but with this extra loading time and this extra level knowledge that John Wayne's going to gain here, this could make a big difference, especially because it's a speed run.
Indeed, I wish I could read the title of that level. My goodness. I'm always curious about these Japanese levels and seeing what the creator has in store for our players. But we definitely have a timed run here. I think about 40 seconds. So far, John Wayne clearing it quite easily. LilKirbs not far behind here.
Yeah, LilKirbs, they're trying to take a little shortcut, but finding out the level creator has planned ahead for that. But this is definitely looking like a more typical speedrun in that whole back and forth, different layers, one trick at a time sort of setup. So both players should be pretty okay getting through this.
Indeed, I wonder how tight the timer is. SVJohnWayne kind of bonking every here and there. But we have the final enemy slide here and easily gets the flagpole with several seconds remaining there. And John Wayne off to the next level. And LilKirbs not far behind.
Yeah, a really, really close race here. The time wasn't that tight, as you saw there. The world record at 30 seconds with a 40-second timer, so not surprised those bonks didn't cause too much of an issue.
This level simply entitled 1. So yeah, looks like one trick, and that would be P-switch jumps across. A level creator wanting our players to get the key from that. John Wayne has got it. Just needs to find where it needs to go. Looks like the key is required for that key door to get to the end. John Wayne snagging at very, very quick level. It's now 3-2 in his favor, but LilKirbs not far behind.
Yeah, LilKirbs make up a bit of time in that level as well, with John Wayne picking up that fire flower, but LilKirbs just going straight on past it and taking that clear. 3-3.
How? Oh dear. Are we going to see a special trick level next?
Yeah, and stuff like this is a good level opportunity to discuss. Oh, well, John Wayne has found the hidden.
There it is.
Hidden
there
power
is the
up.
how.
But yeah, though, levels like this, they managed to get into this tournament because it's designed to look as similar to any other endless expert run that you or I could play if we load up our switches right now. So GSA, they go through a endless run, and each level with a world record of 90 seconds or less is added to the playlist, and these runners go through them. So you get anything like this, which LilKirbs is skipping, or you could get anything like the speed run that we saw earlier. John Wayne, though, did find that cheese and did, well, not cheese, dev door, and clear that level.
Yeah, that's a shame that LilKirbs moved that spring. It was in exactly the right position to find the cheese, but he instead decided to run right, as we typically do. So he is one clear down, taking a skip there. But hopefully he'll get through this level with facility. I'm sorry.
The pipes, they're so beautiful. The
They
way
are.
they're
They're very
laid up against
rainbowy.
each other. They're kind of, if you look at John Wayne's screen now, you see back to back with the different colors.
Yes. That's cool. And LilKirbs taking that tape first. Wow, he's tied it up 4-4 now in. And let's see how John Wayne gets there. He took a death earlier. That's why he needed to start over, but hopefully he can clear this soon. And he gets it. Now 5-4 in John Wayne's favor.
Yeah, holding on to that power up a little bit longer that second time, allowing him to make that extra mistake. But LilKirbs now taking the lead ahead of John Wayne in terms of levels, but with that skip, he is still a clear behind.
Second speed run for SVJohnWayne. Moving on to the same level that LilKirbs is doing at the moment. And LilKirbs. Oh, no! Hitting a spike!
Behind the flag!
No!
Truly tragic.
That's kind of like what a lot of streamers would say, not playing fair there, because the rest of the level is very non-trolly. It seems to be a standard level. It's very fair level, but with that, that's pretty naughty. Those spikes hidden behind the tape there, and I don't know if it's possible to get there with a power up. Are they supposed to damage boost, or, yeah, SVJohnWayne finding that as well, or are they supposed to find how to get through? LilKirbs taking another go at it. He knows what's there.
Yeah,
starting over though.
Look at that setup. Even if you come in from the other direction, there is no way to reach that flag unless you come through that door. So there must be a gap somewhere in these springs.
I wonder if it's a one tile gap or if it's more, because that could be one heck of a jump if they can't see where they're going.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that LilKirbs especially is continuous level. He tends to be quite aggressive with his skips, as we've already seen today. And like you say, going from an honest level to what this is always quite difficult to work out how to proceed in it. And LilKirbs now taking that skip to get out of there.
Granddad's up and down is where LilKirbs is headed next. And this looks interesting. This looks very dangerous. I'm hoping there's not a P-switch anywhere. Oh no, LilKirbs getting fried to death. No, John Wayne, look at that. Finds the gap. I didn't see where it was, but man, he is just adding another clear to his name. It's now 6-4 in his favor, increasing his lead.
Yeah, John Wayne really proving why he's in the playoffs today. I mean, there were some people that had written him off when going against LilKirbs, who is an incredible player, but John Wayne is not to be ignored with a clear average of over 7 clears every single game. He has a very high clear average.
Okay, Chad is saying he went the other way and a door took him straight into the tape. You know, I was watching SVJohnWayne's screen there for a moment. I'm thinking, that place looks different than we've seen. Oh, and LilKirbs getting another clear, getting closer to John Wayne. And it's now LilKirbs 5 and John Wayne at 6.
Yeah, John Wayne breaking his way through this bricky level. And he now sees the flag. Just got to avoid the squid and make it. There we go. Great work from John Wayne there. Coming up to 7 clears.
LilKirbs showing us the next level. It's finding a flyer flower. Looks like an interesting theme here. Very basic level design so far. Interesting. Got some boom booms to kill. They probably hold a key.
Yeah, we'll see how if it takes you into
Oh.
this second boom fight, which seems to have a checkpoint below it, but no, it in fact takes you to a Bowser Jr. to make your way through.
Wow, and John Wayne getting in that level and skipping immediately as soon as he gets there. Wow. LilKirbs still fighting it out. He has 2 skips to his name. He doesn't want to use that last one. Meanwhile, John Wayne on a a POW block jumping level, which certainly looks interesting. I
Yeah,
wonder
that
why
Kaizo
he
block
hasn't
at the
just...
top there,
Yeah.
really affecting how the power jumps work.
I do wonder why he isn't just, like, running over the top. Well,
That's
unless
probably what those
there's...
Kaizo blocks are for. They're probably there to stop you taking the top route at any point.
All right.
LilKirbs
Wow.
now up against a winged Bowser Jr. and Daddy comes into the fight at the same time. A little bit of
Wow.
everyone. He needs a key from somewhere.
Meanwhile, John Wayne taking the tape on that one, increasing his lead by another point, 8-5 in his favor now. All right, LilKirbs needing to get those keys from Bowser and his junior. Hopefully he can do some magic there. I wonder
Yeah,
what musical tune is playing there.
John Wayne skipping straight out of that next level there as well.
LilKirbs getting one more clear to his name. It's now 8-6 in John Wayne's favor. We can still see LilKirbs catch up depending on what the next levels hold for our players.
Yeah, but we do have to remember, of course, John Wayne having used now the same skip, but using less skips before he reached his series of levels. We'll see how LilKirbs gets through this power jump level. This is something that he is well known for, is this highly technical sort of skills.
Meanwhile, John Wayne going through this interesting level here, kind of trying to make his way and find where to go. It's not a lot of direction in this level. It's kind of confusing, and with that P-switch making everything into coins. Oh, and he finds the exit. Very nice. Well then. Very surprising there. And LilKirbs on his way to clear as well. So the score differential remains the same. It's now 9-7.
Yeah, John Wayne now entering LilKirbs sort of average clear levels here. LilKirbs has an average clear per game of 9.4. So John really pushing into an area LilKirbs might not be so comfortable catching up with. Still 3 minutes on the clock though, so loads of time to play for. And with a player like LilKirbs, you cannot write him off until the last second.
John Wayne in a really could be trolly, could be very, very fast technical level. Let's see what the rest of it holds. Definitely some threatening enemies as he's going along here, needing to make very quick reflex decisions to get through this section. LilKirbs racing with those poison mushrooms. They look quite jolly following him around. They're like, hello, we want to kill you. It's fine.
Oh, what a clever setup with the shell releasing more. You can see why John Wayne chose to skip this level. The auto-scroll is not fast.
Indeed. Ow.
Oh, racing that muncher, just winning the race.
Now racing a thwomp. Definitely a race level. But he's just performing admirably. Wow. Looks like we're on an end screen. LilKirbs taking the tape on his level, and John Wayne getting his as well. Wow, 10-8.
Hitting double digits there for John. That is an incredible score. And, you know, he's really showing how important these playoffs are, where only one player will proceed. John Wayne knows that, and he has brought it this game. He is showing in this first set why he has earned his place in playoffs.
Indeed, his skill is not to be underrated. This is, yeah, he's really showing his mettle here. Meanwhile, LilKirbs entering that very bizarre level that we saw earlier that was kind of confusing. John Wayne on this very flamey level with all those fire bars ready to kill him at every second.
Yeah,
Just need to
but having
find the
got a
rhythm.
checkpoint, you've got to wonder if he's gonna keep trying with it or just call it a day on that level, because I can't see him getting through it.
Yeah, there might be some kind of cheese here. Maybe you just need to ride the thwomp up or some other form of magical mystery going on here.
But LilKirbs not finding the tunes that John Wayne did for that level, but finding the P-switch to get the axe nonetheless.
Good enough. As he starts to creep up now on SVJohnWayne. I forget what the next level is, but if it's a quick one, he could tie it up.
It is with the world record of 27 seconds. If he one-shots this, well, John Wayne has then
John
closed
Wayne has
any
got it.
opportunity.
Oh, wow. So it looks like John Wayne gonna take the very first match here, or very first game of the match. Oh, and LilKirbs on this very fast level. At least we can be entertained by his reflexes on this one.
Yeah, definitely a good chance to watch LilKirbs and his reaction speeds, but with those doors loading in, the world record doesn't actually matter too much because each door transition taking a second or so is adding all to this time. I don't think we'll see LilKirbs get the clear.
Indeed.
No,
But
there's
hopefully,
time.
yep, there it is. See if he finishes it off though. Both players keeping on playing, and John Wayne gets his clear after the time, and LilKirbs is on his way as well. Nice to see them finish off the levels.
Yeah, just getting that pride victory there for both of them, knowing they're out of time, but John Wayne also setting a world record whilst doing so. And
Both of
LilKirbs,
them.
there we go. That's what you like to see. But
Nice. Wow, that is so good. So 11-9 is the final score for that game of the match. John Wayne setting himself up 1-0 in this go till best of 5.
yeah, really, really good opening match. Both players showing just why they have earned these places. Both clear totals are so high. 9 from LilKirbs as a losing clear total is just insane. 9 is such a big number to get in 15 minutes. But 11
It's
is
huge.
riding that wave all the way to victory. Incredible work from John Wayne.
Yeah, really showing his strength now. He's obviously in a mood to win. We could have an upset here. All right. Next level is going to be Deserted Bowser by Tombino. And it
How
has
sad.
How sad?
Yeah, poor Bowser.
Poor Bowser. Right.
He just wants friends.
Yes.
And everyone's left him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be just that he's living in the desert with a bunch of people. Maybe he has many Princess Peaches in his castle. You never can tell. Oh, but he does have some thwomps. LilKirbs taking an early death there. And John Wayne also dying to a thwomp later on those on-off blocks. Goodness, this is rough times here. LilKirbs electing to skip.
Not to blame him for that one. Off-screen thwomps are not something you want to be killed by, as John Wayne just choosing to go over the top instead, and finding a red coin.
Indeed, there are 2 red coins, looks like, in this level. And John Wayne wondering if they're necessary as he takes a slow trip on the slow snake block.
LilKirbs in a star race speedrun, but finding himself going through a door into an area with no escape. This time choosing to race the lava instead of the star timer, but again, finding nowhere to go.
John Wayne taking the tape and the first clear of this game. And LilKirbs, yeah, still struggling to find the way to go here. Oh, and he finds a dead beetle. Oh dear.
Yeah, that was quite horrifying to watch. The poor Buzzy Beetle comes out of the pipe and is immediately melted.
It was so sad. It was filled with expectations of flight and wonderment. It was like ready to go into life, and it was like melted in the lava. Sadness is real.
Maybe that was the Buzzy Beetle going to spend time with Bowser and stop him feeling so deserted.
Probably. Very interesting, weird setup here with these seesaws and trying to balance those as you kill Bowser. Oh no! LilKirbs losing his power up there. Luckily getting into that door quickly. Hopefully he can find the exit soon.
Yeah, really showing your point there with the seesaws creating an interesting sort of battlegrounds. See how
And he
John Wayne
is
copes.
indeed. Yep, finding that cheese as well. Well, not cheese, I guess that's intended. But yeah, LilKirbs taking the axe, tying it up.
Yeah, LilKirbs riding that Bozzy Beetle with John, just jumping over the top of the whole level and therefore avoiding the Bowser fight. Didn't have to waste the fireball time as he just runs straight through the start, the Bowser with the start, and then through Boom Boom as well. Much quicker clear from John on that side.
Wow, yes, and gains that extra point. 2-1 now in his favor. Meanwhile, LilKirbs on a ghost house style level. Seeing how he progresses through this. Oh, and he has a low battery on his controller. I hope it's going to be okay. Hopefully he can plug it in between something. I hope it doesn't die. That's scary.
Red coin in this maze for the red coins.
Slot machine of pain. Interesting. That sounds fascinating. Wow, and LilKirbs electing to skip that level.
Yeah,
Oh,
but giving it a try has given John Wayne the opportunity to get ahead on this next level. So John Wayne obviously learning a little bit more about this weird mushroom technique that I've never seen anything like. This is awesome.
Yeah, I think the mushroom will go, 50-50 either way. I think that's the slot machine, this gamble, which way it goes. And presumably they need to get it to the end of this row of POW blocks here.
Yeah, LilKirbs showing you how it's done there. But I think that's such a cool little setup.
Yeah.
But whether it's RNG or something to do with the technique, LilKirbs just ran straight through that with no issue at all, whilst John seems to be caught everything. It appears to be whichever way you're facing when you bop the brick.
Is it?
I take that back.
No, I don't know. Did LilKirbs hit every brick?
Yeah.
Okay, I was fascinated by John Wayne. I didn't even see. It might be a certain pixel of the brick. Does anyone in chat know the technique here? Oh, LilKirbs moving on to a saw and falling platform level. And gonna show us some technical expertise here. As he does these shell jumps, easily gets through this maze, cheesing it quite easily. Nice.
Very, very technical level here with LilKirbs, but really showing how much his game knowledge is when the shell jump that was set up there, and LilKirbs actually choosing to not make the shell jump and just spin jump off the top of the shell to get over it. John finally choosing to skip that POW course.
My goodness, that's spent a lot of time on that level. That's unfortunate. We do have a tied score, but John definitely gave up his lead there by spending a lot of time there. And he's now on the same level, I believe, that LilKirbs is. And LilKirbs, no, taking another death at the end there. Goodness.
Yeah, he'd already seen that ending. You'd think he would have remembered that he can't make that jump and that the ground is there for him to move to, but this time proving me wrong and making that jump that I said he couldn't. So
Yep, taking a damage boost there and just going straight on for it, taking the tape first and making it 3-2 in his favor.
See if Little John runs through the maze. He does. And suddenly realizing, I think, what he's done there as he jumps straight into that fireball from Bowser.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And LilKirbs on 10-second splooge. That's a very interesting technical term that I'm not sure I know the meaning of. Are you aware of this one? You're an expert in this.
I mean, splooge is not a word I've heard of before in Mario Maker, if I'm honest, but I'm loving it as a descriptor. It's a very nice sounding word.
To me, it sounds quite like swampy or smushy or I don't know, kind of wet. But yeah, I don't know how that applies in this. They do smush. True. Very true.
you see it here when Curbs gets over these fallen platforms. The forms actually bounce up that first one, and it's caught him 2 or 3 times as he now makes that clear. Really great work there. Short level, and LilKirbs making short work of it.
All right, JohnWayne still trying to get this this section of the level completed. I'm not sure why he doesn't... oh, no, he got to the next section safely. Great. Now he's on this slow snake platform, and this is where LilKirbs died quite a few times, and JohnWayne seeing the ending. Let's see how many tries it takes him as LilKirbs takes the goal here, making it 5-2, quickly increasing his lead over JohnWayne.
Yeah, simple. Well, I say simple. For these guys, a simple P-switch run level there. As JohnWayne proving that if Bowser isn't throwing fire at you, you can make anything happen. As he finds himself back at this P-switch maze. LilKirbs getting a little bit scared there as the lava rose just a touch. Just a wee bit.
Stopping on a dime there to take that thwomp across. Choosing to go over the pipes instead of through them. Wise decision probably here. He's taking a shell for, oh wow, to get some bells. Let's go for a Cat Mario here.
Cool effect.
It is.
And almost definitely cheese though, because that yellow pipe looked like it was supposed to come from the yellow pipe that was on the floor, but using a shell to skip part of the level and then dropping straight into the lava underneath.
Oh no.
JohnWayne has now started over this level twice, losing that checkpoint progress that he's made.
Oh, he's cheesing this level here. There he goes. Finally clearing that level. It's 6-3. He's got a lot of catching up to do in 5 minutes. This is going to be really tough for him, I think, but he still has a chance.
Yeah, 6 curves from LilKirbs. Really good total at this point in the game as he makes his way through this on-off was-wall jump, now platforming. I'm expecting the troll on-off block, which you shouldn't hit, but you will anyway.
Ooh, that's a section. Well then. It's like you need to slow down for that section there, possibly, because of the tiny little gaps there, and or at least to delete the momentum from that longer jump.
Yeah, it really was set up as John there getting smushed by the splooging thwomp there. Oh, that was harder to say than I had anticipated.
Yeah, I don't know if we should be using that word too much because chat says it has a reference in the Urban Dictionary, so it might not be appropriate for this particular channel.
About as family-friendly as Bismuth winning kisses.
JohnWayne making it past those thwomps, but dies and doesn't hit the on-off switch there. Meanwhile, LilKirbs taking another clear. It's now 7-3.
Lil Jon this time hitting the on-off switch and taking that clear. Trying to close the gap between him and LilKirbs. Still 7-4 now as LilKirbs goes into tight castle.
And again, warned for low battery. I wonder how long his controller can survive. Oh dear. LilKirbs in an underground level here with some lava. And trying to avoid these saws as he gets past. Meanwhile, JohnWayne on this P-switch jump level. Hopefully he can clear it very easily. There he goes.
Description for this level, some really tight jumps. JohnWayne though also making that P-switch level look so easy.
Indeed, cleared it very quickly, catching up on LilKirbs a tiny bit. It's now 7-5 as he goes into the next one. That is the lava level.
LilKirbs just making his way through some donuts and now... Oh! Very short, close
wow.
between him and the axe. He should have had that, but the clock just didn't allow him to take it.
My goodness. Tight timer there. And he's trying his best over here. I wonder, though, why he's not... maybe he feels he can make it. I was thinking about skips. I believe that both have at least one skip yet. What is your count for JohnWayne skips?
Yeah, so both players have actually taken 2 skips so far this race. So they both have one less, and with just under 3 minutes on the clock, you've got to start asking when are they going to use their last one, because it seems wasteful to finish the game with one, but if you aren't getting stuck on levels, then why would you? So it'll be
Indeed.
interesting to see how many more times LilKirbs tries the tight castle before saying, do you know what, I'm going to skip this and just get some more clears against my name.
Yeah, SVJohnWayne dying to that tiny gap section. Same place that LilKirbs did earlier. And again, leaping straight into the saws there. Needs to take it a tiny bit slower.
LilKirbs now on the donuts, a small weight point. As
No.
not make that next donut.
Miss it.
See how
That's
John
such
Wayne
I was going to say that's a really difficult jump for players because it's blind jump. It's completely blind. You can't see where you're landing, so it's you have to trust that you get the right swing off the claw. And yeah, obviously he didn't want to take time to swing back and forth there. There he gets it finally, and
oh no! He was touching the axe as he falls short.
That is rough. Man, Mario, what are you thinking, game? Give it to us. And John Wayne taking another clear. He is only 1 point from LilKirbs.
Yeah, one between them now. Really, really close. Again, after LilKirbs built up quite a strong lead for himself. We'll see how John Wayne copes with Tight Castle. As LilKirbs chooses to skip it, he's had enough as he goes into Nez Tails.
Yeah, this is a very, very close game here. We'll see if John Wayne can get this. Or if he chooses to skip. He only needs 1 point to tie it up. It's like a multiplayer versus kind of level.
Yeah. Or different difficulties, maybe.
Oh, true.
That, however,
That's
is only one difficulty.
Indeed. My goodness.
Wow. Note block's a real challenge there, and having seen how tight that timer is on Tight Castle, I think John Wayne has already lost this run on the basis that he just bonked himself, and now he's on the delayed donuts.
Yeah, and LilKirbs getting another clear, making it 8 to 6. And yeah, John Wayne not with enough time to clear another level, unfortunately.
Yeah, really unfortunate for John Wayne because, you know, he really pulled that back from quite a big deficit to then only finish 2 clears behind. This Tight Castle really caught LilKirbs up, and he just could not get past it and could not get his head into the right zone to skip it.
Indeed, it's a shame. It's one of these, I feel like it's a competitive thing, like, yes, I have the skills to beat it. And both players surely do have the skills to beat it, but it may take more time than they have bargained for. So it's unfortunate John Wayne didn't skip it there. So that next game, it goes to LilKirbs. So they are tied 1-1 wins.
Yeah, of course, best of 5 as well. So we've still got a lot of wiggle room here. Both players could still lose a set before losing the match. So we could end up seeing this go to all 5 sets at this rate.
Indeed. We're on a level called Bad Shrooms, man.
Starting word description is just dude.
Dude, I took some bad shrooms. Goombas are flying, man. I gotta go home.
But judging by the world record, we could see our players be flying at an 11-second world record. This could be over very quickly.
Indeed. I'm really curious to see what this level is about. Looks like there's a bunch of poison mushrooms leading up on a pseudo staircase, which is an incline to that flag there. But they might pile up somewhere. Hopefully they can be avoided.
I'm assuming they're going to use that sound effect that makes the colors and music go all janky in this level. And if they haven't, then they've really missed their shroom trip opportunity.
Indeed. But we can always take a trip to Mario Maker Shroomland, where shrooms are just fine. Yes, this is most interesting, isn't it? Hey, there are the Goombas. We found some.
They are flying.
Oh my goodness. Take the damage boost and the mushroom for the clear. LilKirbs takes that first clear in this match. John Wayne going a tiny bit slower here, avoiding those different mushrooms and things. And hopefully,
Yeah,
no, he
not using the
hopefully
iframes like LilKirbs did there.
Indeed, I don't think he saw the solution quite as quickly as LilKirbs did. I think LilKirbs waited until that mushroom was further on. Maybe he even had an idea of how to solve that end part of the level. But hopefully John Wayne gets it on his run this next time. Meanwhile, LilKirbs in an underground level in Super Mario World style.
Yeah, choosing to take the helmet as an extra damage boost if need be. As he loses both helmets there, or both shells there, in a terrible collision. But John Wayne has found out the iframe technique and cleared that level.
And now tied up, and he is also starting on that cave speed run. LilKirbs hopefully going to be a little bit more cautious, go a tiny bit slower. He missed the jump because it was needing to be a spin jump, and he didn't spin as he jumped. So he sees it now, though, going across that area into the next section.
Yeah, using the springs to keep his momentum and just avoiding all of the obstacles on the screen. Interesting to see John Wayne hasn't put a helmet on to give him those damage boosts, as he makes the same mistake that LilKirbs makes in that first round.
Yeah, forced to start over. LilKirbs making his way through. 2 seconds left on the clock, but he's right at the tape and takes that next clear. So it's now 2-1 in his favor.
Yeah, an interesting set of levels we're getting this time. Very different to the previous couple of rounds. That poison mushroom level was really quite odd. I like the poison mushrooms, but
I thought it was kind of a unique level. I don't know if I've ever seen one quite like that where you're forced to take a damage boost in that way, but I thought it was kind of clever on the creator's side, and luckily it wasn't a very long. So it was kind of there to teach the players something about how stuff can be done, and then it was done, which was usually a good thing. And John Wayne takes his clear on that level as well, and it's now tied 2-2. And LilKirbs taking a skip.
Yeah, not having anything to do with that level. He gave it a little bit of a try. He found some springs. He tried to make his way through a warp box, only to find himself plummeting onto some on-off spikes.
Now John
more
Wayne.
Traditional.
Yep, falling platforms here, and saws and things, and LilKirbs using the pause feature, pause buffering, so that he can see what's coming next in the level. Very wise thing to do when the reaction time needs to be very quick with these kinds of things, these obstacles.
Yeah, see how Lil John does in this level. See if he makes the same mistakes as Kirbs does, as he finds a spring almost straight away. And takes it with him. LilKirbs didn't bring a spring down.
Ooh, John Wayne not going for either of those warp boxes, figuring they might be a troll. Oh, yes, and hits the flag. Wow, nice clear for John Wayne. Takes the lead 3-2 over LilKirbs.
Yeah, great work from John Wayne there, showing the negative side to the aggressive skip technique that LilKirbs tends to use. But Lil John, avoiding the car, which was quite disappointing, as we all love to see a good car level. LilKirbs tying it up. We'll see how John Wayne copes on this fallen platform level.
All right, LilKirbs moving on to the next level. Don't touch the ground. And SVJohnWayne going through this level very easily. Hopefully he can get to the end without taking too much damage here. Meanwhile, LilKirbs on a very interesting looking level. Lots of moving parts in this one. And quickly takes that clear. Wow. 4-3 now in his favor.
Yeah, not dealing with the up and down nature of the level, just choosing to go straight over the top.
All right, moving on to Luigi's Mansion.
I always liked those games. They were good.
Did you play the most recent one then?
I most certainly did, and it did not have a terrible, terrible night-themed ghost setup like this one does.
SVJohnWayne taking that clear, now tying it up 4-4. So skip-wise, looks like LilKirbs has taken 1 skip and JohnWayne none so far. But that level LilKirbs is on looks pretty skip-worthy if you ask me. Dark ghost house with booze everywhere. Yeah, hard to see jumps, all the makings of a terrible-looking level.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. I would not be playing through this level in a race situation. It is too much to risk just not being able to see where you're going. Although LilKirbs has seen the end and found himself in a pit of despair, unable to go anywhere, and starting over, losing that checkpoint as well.
Oh no. Yeah, soft lock situations are very annoying, especially on a level that is difficult. You have to make many stops in order to get through, like this ghost house level. JohnWayne easily clearing his level. He's now in the lead by 1 point, and he immediately skips that ghost house level, not going to deal with the darkness. Oh, and LilKirbs taking the win, or taking the game there, the clear. Words. Hello, Words. Welcome back.
Obviously, chat picking up on the Lil Jon comment earlier, so, you know, I'd imagine Lil Jon be better with words than that moment right there, but he has found himself not so great with spikes, as he finds that pipe goes to nowhere.
Indeed, JohnWayne hoping to get, there he goes, finds that door there. LilKirbs on the top of the spikes. Seeing, nope, that is not the right way. Forced to start over there. JohnWayne in a temporary, well, maybe temporary lead at the moment. But LilKirbs is trying every route he can to get to the end there. Let's see if he finds it.
Yeah, not going through the same way that saying Lil Jon now, the same way that Jon did.
Oh no! That's trying to save himself at the end. Brilliant jumps there from LilKirbs, really showing his technical expertise there. Let's see if he manages it. Yes, finally finds that route through.
Oh, what? No!
It starts over! Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh wow. Yep. Why is he starting over? He keeps getting the light bulbs indicating this is a great idea. There he goes. Maybe he just wanted the full timer. My goodness. Yep, goes through the door and is going to tie it up 6-6 there. This is a really, really close game. Wow.
Yeah, both runners taking a skip on quite skippable levels, really, for lack of better description, but JohnWayne skipping that ghost house really closed the time distance between the two of them.
Yeah, that was a really wise skip on his part, especially if he didn't want to invest the time. We saw that LilKirbs had many tries at that level, so it was probably for the best there.
Yeah,
And this
clever
one proving...
little triple jump setup that is proving to be very difficult for JohnWayne, but LilKirbs just over the top. He got that clear and regained his lead.
Indeed, JohnWayne struggling with this one. He got to this level first. He had the advantage, but still trying to make it. At this point, he's spending quite a lot of time on this level, and it may not be worth it.
However, LilKirbs entering DGR. Don't poke the pokey, I think it said.
The snow pokey, yeah. Interesting.
You know, DGR levels come in 2 varieties, and he is a individual has affected this league so much with his fans' affinities to make him troll levels. However, this looks like it is a technical level, which LilKirbs will probably be very, very grateful to see that it is not a level aiming to kill him every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I am also grateful for a troll level, or for not a troll level, I should say. Since those usually tend to be skipped and don't provide that much entertainment, at least for our purposes in this match. Wow, LilKirbs taking the tape on that one very quickly. It's now 8-6 in his favor. And JohnWayne, I think he skipped that. Did he finally skip?
He did. He chose to skip the triple jump level, which is a lot of time spent on it.
Indeed.
As he now goes into this DGR level.
Hopefully he won't skip right away. We saw it's very doable by LilKirbs. and hopefully he can find the ending quickly. LilKirbs, meanwhile, on a jungle level. Looks very festive. Another time.
Festive?
Yes. Yeah, that's that's a word I sometimes use to describe levels or situations of questionable aesthetic taste. Or sometimes sincerely, sometimes it's just festive. Yes. Yes, you see all those leaping munchers, how happy they are. Very festive.
Very festive indeed. But Curbs there festively completing that level and building a strong lead now against John Wayne with just 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, 9-7. See how
Wow.
John gets on with this same level.
But with John one-shotting that other level, he has gained some time on LilKirbs here. We still have, lots of time remaining. And John doing really well. Did he one-shot this one as well?
Yeah,
Holy
that was
fuzzy
a
cats,
one-shot.
he is catching
Brilliant
up.
work.
My goodness, we have now just 1 point difference between our players. LilKirbs at 9, John Wayne at 8. Oh, this is thrilling.
Yeah, another incredibly high clear total for these two runners. Every round has been really impressive, but the first round, this third round especially, have just had such high totals.
Yeah, it's clear they both came with their game on. Oh, LilKirbs electing to skip that checkpoint there, or maybe he couldn't get up there. Nope, going back. Needs to figure out
a messy, confusing level.
With naked pipes. Oh my god, they're so bad.
You all know how I feel about naked pipes, especially ones that just throw you straight into the bin.
Very trolly. But there's no direction in this level. Oh, LilKirbs having enough and taking a skip on that level. Not dealing with that at all.
Going into the Cave of Weight, which is an odd level name. It feels like, you know, when people joke around going to the hardware store and asking for a long wait? That's the first thing that comes to my head with this level name.
Oh, looks like we're having a counting thing here. We have 9 of those Buzzy Beetles and several of the Spinies. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe it's which one has more. Interesting. Kind of a knowledge check here.
Yeah, and like the way these bombs are set up against how these pokies are set up, it does kind of look a little bit like the pokies are more, but of course each bobble on their body is not counting as an individual entity.
Indeed, I was wondering how the level creator would count that, because there's clearly more of the non-pokies, which I forgot what they were already, but yeah, maybe LilKirbs confused on how the level creator was counting those as well.
Potentially, yeah.
He figures it out easily and goes on to the next section here. Lots of piranha plants. But yeah, I guess.
More munchers.
Yeah, more munchers. Which side is heavier, chat is saying. Interesting. I don't even know the weight of a cannon, but clearly LilKirbs does. Either that or he's really good at guessing. Meanwhile, oh, maybe more shots to kill. Bowser definitely wins out on that fight there. Oh, and finding the end, LilKirbs increasing his lead now. It is 10-8. John Wayne still going on this very interesting level. Trying his best to get through this, spending a lot of time though, and not getting any closer to the ending, it feels like.
Yeah, he's reached a part of the stage here LilKirbs never saw. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing on LilKirbs' behalf, because this level is definitely something unique. I hope Lil Jon can get it in the next 5 seconds, just so I can see what the end of the level looks like, to be honest. I can see the flag, but I want to see him get there.
Indeed. He won't be able to make it in time for... No, and he decides he's had enough of it. Time is up, and LilKirbs with 10 points to John Wayne's 8 takes that win. So it's now 2-1 on wins for him. On to the next game.
Yeah, another high clear total, as I was saying earlier. Really, really impressive work from both of these guys. And it's just what you'd expect in playoffs, with both of them having such high average clear rates. going into this game you'd expect them to see coming through in these rounds with these high clears, especially with obviously JohnWayne knowing how important these playoffs are and LilKirbs knowing how important these playoffs are.
Indeed. Looks like John needs to restart his stream really quickly, so we'll have a tiny little wait before the next game begins. And looks like the next one might be Pokey Challenges.
Yeah, I wonder what these challenges could possibly be.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's different ways of killing them, or maybe we'll see a Link costume, who knows? The thumbnail there looks quite interesting, I have to say. We are going best of 5 here, so first person to 3 clears wins. Looks like both players are ready to go now. Oh, this is going to be really exciting. JohnWayne needs to win another game if he's going to stay in this. He's got to win 2 in a row if he's going to take this match.
Yeah, this is where LilKirbs is going to need to come back. LilKirbs is going to need to secure his victory, or JohnWayne come back and get this chance for him to continue in this competition. Really, really all or nothing situation for these guys.
Indeed, let's see how both of them perform. Without face cams, we can't really read their emotions or figure out what they're thinking, perhaps. But we know that both of them clearly came ready to play. They're showing their best game today. Such high clear rates, as you've mentioned. Really putting on a great show for us and just great technical expertise in general.
Yeah, and we're going to get to see that great technical expertise as we go into the Pokey Challenge after that brief delay. John's stream now all back up and running perfectly. LilKirbs a little bit behind, maybe on the clicking enter there.
I think the timer is just off a tiny bit, and it looks like our Oracle Milo has now synced them up, so they are now properly timed. Wow, LilKirbs immediately skipping that level.
Yeah, he does not want to take the Pokey Challenge. He would much rather spend his time looking for lost gold underground as he goes into this next 71 level.
JohnWayne is braving those Pokies, though.
It's really weird to see them sort of floating on those tracks. They look very odd.
They do. I wonder if you can... I would have thought they would be on the tracks by the bottoms of their pokiness. But apparently they're by the head. That's interesting. JohnWayne, wow, ducking under that pokey.
Yeah,
Really
maintaining his mushroom power up.
Oh, LilKirbs finding a star to hop over these munchers and onto the next area. And JohnWayne needing to do some nice spin jumping on top of these guys at really critical points. Oh, how nice. The level creator made them go back as well. Testing their left jumping as well as their right jumping abilities. Hooray!
Yeah, well, clearly John has been doing his practice jumps as he manages to get over both of them. Now just needing to duck under this one and go through this pipe. We'll see where we are in the level as he goes into the subworld.
LilKirbs getting his clear condition taken care of and hoping for a flag very soon. And there it is, taking the first clear of this game. Oh no!
John thrown into the base of a pokey there by a twister.
Still proceeding onward. Thank goodness he had that checkpoint, which kind of is giving him a head up on the rest of this level. Meanwhile, though, LilKirbs moving on. Can you defeat a Goomba? Well, then it looks like a Goomba boss, perhaps. We'll see how this happens. Oh,
John,
wow! What a level! Oh my goodness. Yep, JohnWayne.
He's got it though.
Clear. Wow, that was crazy. My goodness. Okay.
Yeah, LilKirbs no longer cares about each of these individual Goombas, just looking for the flag and taking that clear. What an interesting level concept though, with all the Goombas just dying before you're supposed to reach them. Obviously, LilKirbs a little bit faster than the level creator intended.
Indeed. We see those. Oh, now we have a 20-second on and off speed run on LilKirbs' side. And yeah, SVJohnWayne going to Can You Defeat a Goomba? Looks like he skipped the underground city there.
Yeah, a long level, so not a bad choice to skip it. The time that he makes up from not having to look for those coins and that gold underground could really make a big difference here.
John Wayne looking for his Goomba. Gently floating down, kind of getting the lay of the land here. Oh, and misses his. He sees the ending, though. It's a very short level, so hopefully he can pick a Goomba and kill it on his way to that end goal. LilKirbs moving. Go ahead.
Not quite fast enough to get the falling Goomba there, but this time ground pound is still a little bit too slow. We'll see if he gets this one on the island. Oh, but the Goomba gets him.
Oh, rough times being bitten by the Goomba there. Not even trying for that one, that fallen Goomba, that LilKirbs so bravely got on his way down. LilKirbs seeing the end there. Wow, the pause buffering there. Did you see that?
I thought that he was going for the start over. I think he didn't see the flying Koopa. But John managed to pick up his Goomba. He got his kill and a world record as he moves on to that same on-off speedrun. The LilKirbs has got a real close game with only one clear between the two of them after 5 minutes.
Wow, and LilKirbs moving on to a Japanese level. Let's look at the theming of this one and see what we have here. Oh, we got some speed blocks going on here. And a cat suit. Looks like a kind of a traditional level. Let's see what it has in store. It's like pipes are maybe a necessity. Whoa, and many, many Goombas. The Goombas have come back for their revenge. Oh no. And finds a warp block and takes him to a checkpoint. See if John Wayne can get that same jump. LilKirbs seeing the flag and finds the end there, increasing his lead 4-2 on his side.
I can see some interesting setups having seen how that pipe interacted with that flag, and I hope that some of those level creators that create the levels of the pipe that never seems to end never ever see that clip.
Oh no, John Wayne not bouncing high enough off that Koopa and missing that last on-off switch that would take him to the end. Hopefully he can get it this time as he goes through here. And LilKirbs finding another on-off switch level, this time in a frozen nighttime level. Oh no! John Wayne misses it again!
Yeah, very challenging jump for the end of the level there. But LilKirbs just not getting the height off that hook to get himself over the top of those munchers.
Yeah, both players kind of struggling with their current levels here. And needing to work out how to get to the next section. Looks like LilKirbs is progressing nicely. Found a checkpoint. Excellent.
Yeah, using his weight knowledge from that previous level to balance the muncher and give him the boost up. See how John Wayne gets as he comes to that final jump off the Koopa, and he's made the tape. There we go. Great work from John.
Yeah, eating away at LilKirbs' lead, but not for long. LilKirbs taking another clear there. Now it is 5-3 in his favor.
Yeah, just over 8 minutes 20 on the clock, so still plenty of time for John to pull back, but also plenty of time for Kirbs to grow that lead.
LilKirbs on a level called Just Play Please. Oh, that was the one he was on? Accidentally got in there. Those are precious seconds lost now. But a new level with a singularly non-descriptive title. Maybe. Unless that's a special character that I don't know about.
Oh, mine is. John on the Goomba level from earlier, as LilKirbs just looking for some cheese around the speedrun before he tries going through. I'm not sure if it's something that LilKirbs should be considering starting over, depending on how tight this timer is. He wasted a lot of time looking for that cheese at the start there.
This is a very a less decorous level, shall we say, than we're used to. But finds the end very quickly. Wow. Okay. And increases his lead once again. It's now 6-3 in his favor. John Wayne finally finding that warp. No, he's at that warp block. Did he start over?
He did start over once again.
Oh,
That's a
and there
shame
he's
because he was
taking
so close to the end.
Yeah. Well, look at this shell jump practice. I wonder if our runners can beat this one. LilKirbs, of course, or both players are excellent technicians, and they should be able to beat this with ease.
LilKirbs there, just having a little bit of a problem with that shell and getting the on-off switch that he was looking for.
Meanwhile,
So
John Wayne doing...
having to shell jump more than once, and that P-switch point having actual timer on it.
And there he takes the tape. It is now 7-4 in LilKirbs' favor. But John Wayne going through this level pretty quickly. He might make up some time on LilKirbs, but not if he dies like that. No. He was doing so well.
At least he stopped himself starting over that time and retained his checkpoint position.
Yeah, that's such an important thing to do, and I think we've seen quite a few runners do that on accident, even in this particular match between these two players. But over time, I'm sure the runners kick themselves when they realize, "Oh no, I just lost the checkpoint." And John Wayne getting another clear to his name and moving on to that interesting speed run. Oh dear,
Yeah,
LilKirbs getting skewered there by the skewer. And look at John Wayne. He is also looking for some cheese there.
Yeah, but he's taking that start over there, not quite as confident in the timer as LilKirbs was. But we'll see how long he takes to go through it.
He's already passed the most harrowing obstacles, and he should be an easy clear from here. Oh my gosh, LilKirbs faced with many, many enemies. Spam all the time. John Wayne taking another clear, catching up with LilKirbs. Only 1 point between them now.
Yeah, John Wayne seeing the hole in the blocks there and that the screen had stopped scrolling despite there being no wall, so he knew that was the end of the level and he just dropped through the block and took that clear to pull himself up to a tie. LilKirbs playing catch with the munchers by the looks of things. I'm not really sure what he's intending to do, but he has made a jump over into the hidden door and is now at the flag, providing he avoids a spike top, which he does not.
Ooh, that's tough. Meanwhile, John Wayne on this shell jump level, which he should clear quite easily.
Yeah, John Wayne, obviously a very, very active member in our Discord. So if any of you are interested in how to get into this, John Wayne is a great person to talk to. So join the Discord and have a chat with him. But he often talks about how before every game, shell jumps, P-switch jumps, and on-off speed runs are the things that runners should practice. So the shell jump should be something that John is able to complete with quite some skill in the same way LilKirbs did.
LilKirbs moving on to a level called Conveyor Belt Survival. That sounds like an almost Factorio concept. Oh dear. Well then, we do have a survival thing. Looks like there's needing to carefully jump off this changing conveyor belt, flipping directions constantly here. This looks like a rough time. Very small space between those spike blocks.
Yeah, really difficult to judge the momentum with that conveyor belt spinning every time. A question in chat about the runners and their games, and all games have to be updated, and that's just, although it would be a rule if it wasn't, but it's part of Nintendo Online in that the game would have to be updated to play it online like this.
LilKirbs taking his clear there, increasing his lead now. It's now 9-6 in his favor. John Wayne uncharacteristically missing so many of these shell jumps. It's taking him quite a long time to get through this level.
Yeah, he'll need to make sure he hits this one quickly because the P-switch timer is not pleasant, but he chooses instead to spin jump off the shell and jump over the top.
Okay, LilKirbs. Go ahead.
Bouncing on the mouth of these piranha plants.
John Wayne finally getting his clear and getting another point up. My goodness, this match is very close. He can still catch up. There's still time. Just over 2 minutes left here as he gets into... Whoa, wow. LilKirbs narrowly avoiding that lava. My goodness, just makes it into the pipe there.
Yeah, now just having to race the lava once again and avoid the multitude of enemies that are actually quite well placed.
JohnWayne on this crazy enemy spam level. It'll be interesting to see if he elects to skip it. Both players not using a lot of skips this match. They're just clinging on.
Quite surprising to see, because LilKirbs is known for having quite aggressive skip habits, and has shown it in the previous sets. But this final set, or what appears to be the final set, he has not taken anywhere near as many skips as I thought he would have at this point in the game.
Indeed. Taking that next clear, getting up to 10 clears. That's crazy numbers for this tournament. Now 3 ahead. Go ahead.
The third set where we've seen double digits from one of these players, with John in the first set taking 11 clears and LilKirbs taking 10 in the last set, and now this set. Really high scoring rounds from both of these runners.
LilKirbs finding himself in a speed run here. It looks very standard. Hopefully feels standard to him. Maybe he'll get another clear. Hopefully he will get through this first try. JohnWayne still on this enemy spam level. I wonder if he feels it's too late to skip, having only 40 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, probably unaware of the number of speed levels that come after it, as LilKirbs' battery's still low.
I'm so surprised about that. I should have sent a message in the Discord, but because I didn't see the low battery sign recently, I thought, oh, surely he's plugged it in by now. Surely. But maybe he doesn't need it, as he takes another clear. Now 11-7 in his favor.
Huge numbers coming through from these players. Lil John's still trying to work out what to do in this level, as he's looking for anything to do with just 3 seconds on the clock. He knows that he can't continue and leaves the level. He sees LilKirbs' world record on it at 8 seconds. He must be thinking, I've missed something here.
Indeed, and time is up.
LilKirbs taking that set, and therefore the game. LilKirbs will be pushing forward in these playoffs, and moving on to the next round for next week in the quarters.
All right, let's see if we can get our players here for interviews.
But I mean, while we wait for the players, maybe we can just take a look at how high these numbers are. 9-11, 8-6, 10-8, 11-7, all huge numbers. It's not surprising both of these players were in playoffs.
Indeed. This has been quite the match. So close every time.
Superb. So we've got LilKirbs and JohnWayne who have agreed to join us for a interview, which is fantastic news. LilKirbs, have you plugged your controller in yet?
I sure have. I've been doing it in between the title screens. I actually had to do that back when I ran Mario Odyssey. I was on world record pace, and I had to keep plugging it in during the cutscenes. I actually got the record that run, and this time I got the win as well. So it seems to be a good luck charm.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the win. I want to go straight over to you, JohnWayne, if that's all right, because that first set, mate, 11 clears. What an incredible way to open a playoff match. Really well done. I noticed though that you, when going through that, you skipped a boss rush straight away. I don't know if you remember it, but you start with a boom boom fight and you immediately just skip straight out of it. Did you know why you were thinking of that at that point?
I think I need to go back to the level list. I don't remember that one at all. It was 4 sets ago. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. My skip strategy was generally just try to find ones that I thought were going to be easy. This one, okay. So this was 6 or 7 clears into the run already. It had over a minute clear rate. I don't particularly like SMW. I see boss immediately in the thumbnail, and I think there's going to be doors and pipes as well associated with it. So that minute clear rate in real time is going to be 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes if I get it first try.
Oh, interesting. It's always interesting to hear how different runners use their skips. There was a run that you chose to skip, John, where there was the mushroom with the power blocks either side and bricks underneath it. But Curbs, you seem to run straight through that with no issue at all. Is there a technique there, or was it pure luck?
So I actually didn't know about the tech before going into the level, but I accidentally just went really fast, and it seemed to work. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the blocks right away, and it seemed to just zip through everything. And I luckily got that second try.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah,
the jank slot thing where you had to do the... Okay. I tried doing it really fast, and I think I messed it up and started losing faith that it was consistent. So I started hitting one and then very quickly hitting the one behind it to stop it from going backwards, and just gave up on it about halfway through.
Yeah, it was something I haven't seen before as a setup. It was quite interesting to see the differences. Because for you, John, where you slowed down a little bit, it did really seem like it was random as to which way it went. And at the time, you were a bit ahead of Curbs in that round, and to see him then just zoom through it was really odd. Really, really odd.
Yeah, I could tell the world record was like 12 seconds. I don't think it had a ton of plays, so I didn't think it was pure luck. I just had no idea how to do it.
Cool. Well, I think we can all agree during that round there were a couple of speed runs there that were designed for super expert and not expert. That tight castle one was really tough, and again, it really got under LilKirbs' skin for a bit, although he eventually got the clear. JohnWayne, you didn't
actually.
Did you not? I thought you did.
No,
Sorry.
I touched the axe, it showed the points, but there's actually one frame where it'll do that and still kill you. So I was one frame off from beating it.
You're right. I remember commenting on that. JohnWayne, did you see the end of that level?
I did not. I got to that level with, I think, just under a minute left and didn't have enough time to get too far in it.
Yeah, well, chat was screaming out that should be super expert. How did you guys both feel on what sort of ranking that race should be?
It's definitely a super expert one. I looked at the clear rate afterwards, I think. It was like 1.6 or so.
Yeah, that
it was
sounds
usually
right.
under 2% or 3%. I'm not sure exactly, but usually that's super expert.
Yep.
Great. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being with us. LilKirbs, how do you think you're going to fare next week? I think you've got Transu Shoujo to go up against.
I think it'll be a good match to watch. I mean, I played her in the regular season. It was a really close match. I think it was 2-1.
It was.
I have a little bit of work to do, though, for sure, before next week. Got some mental game to go through.
Yeah, Shoujo's really upped her game in the past sort of later weeks of the tournament with really good skip timing, winning her a couple of really clutch games. So it'll be interesting to see, because I always feel you have quite an aggressive skip technique. So I think you kind of jump into levels and jump straight back out, which is how, in my opinion, John took that first round, especially with your skips going quite early. It gave John the opportunity to use his skips more carefully.
Yeah, there was that one level, I think it was like 10 or 15 seconds long. I don't know why, but I read it as 45 seconds while going into it, and it looked like a troll level to me, so I just skipped it. And then right as I skipped it, I felt really bad, because it was just 10 seconds. But I think that was the first match, yeah. It was definitely a big mistake for me.
Well, brilliant. So we are going to go to a brief intermission. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us, and congratulations, LilKirbs. Really good game from both of you. Really high numbers in every single set there. Incredible. Up next here live on twitch.tv/speedrun, we have The Beast versus the Dragon Feeny, and that is going to be one heck of a game to watch. So everyone stay tuned, and we'll be with it soon. Thank you so much.